It's Cedar Rapids' #1 hit music station, Hot 95.7, an Iheart radio station. What up, Sean Strife here. So we've been doing this since January. It's our Hot 95.7 Artist on Fire program. It's important to us to spotlight local talent because the biggest people on the planet, they all started somewhere. And here in Iowa, we got a whole lot of talent, really damn good talent. It's October. We got a new artist we're featuring in the After Hours mix all month long, Lyrikal Tmg, and he's in studio right now. What's up, man?
Hey, how's it going?
Dude, I'm good. Could not be better. It's a Monday, a long-ass Monday, but I got you in the studio, so my day just got a whole lot better.
Hey.
So the song we're featuring, it's called On Me, and I love it. My wife loves the song, actually. It's funny how often my wife plays like a part in the songs that we end up putting on the radio here. It reminded her, she's like, it's got some serious like H-Town vibes to it, like old school, like R&B, but like if they were doing it today, like modernized, it's dope. I love the track. So let's talk about that for a minute. Tell me about On Me, because you've been on like a spree of releasing videos for the last 3 months. Like you've gone nonstop. I've seen like 3-4 videos in the last 3 months.
Absolutely.
It's nonstop with you right now. Let's talk about On Me. Tell me about that track. How did it come together?
So On Me features my guy Trevell, talented, very talented artist, producer. We together produced the track. We wrote together. Just came out with it. It was super amazing. Needed a radio type track for the album.
Sure.
And we had worked before on a couple other songs, and we was like, yo, we need to do something like this. It needs to have that kind of old school but modern feel, you know, up-to-date feel to it, and that's what we came up with. As soon as we made it, brought it home, you know, my wife, she's like, yes, that's it. That's, you know. Yeah.
It's like baby making music.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
The videos, check them out on YouTube, Lyrikal Tmg, On My Way, Wake Up, Fame, a couple of the recent videos he just dropped in the last couple of months.
Yes.
And now On Me. Are we going to get a video for On Me?
Absolutely.
Or is that in the works like right now?
Yes, absolutely.
Cool. If you need an extra, like, I'm your dude.
I got you. Got you.
I require a very small trailer. It's fine.
Got you.
So you're out of Waterloo originally, right?
Yeah, I mean, I was born in Des Moines, raised in Minnesota, came back to Waterloo maybe 2001-ish.
Okay.
Kind of moved down to Missouri for a while, but for the most part, I'm from Waterloo. I'm from Iowa. I've experienced everything.
Iowa born and bred.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're all about the pork tenderloins and the sweet corn and
absolutely
all that beautiful goodness.
That way.
All right, so how long have you been doing music? Because, I mean, you're a producer as well as an artist, and everything is super well mixed and produced,
Thank you.
Clearly you've got a lot of experience doing this. How long have you been doing music? Like, what got you into it?
So it kind of started back in high school. I was skipping class and going to the music room, and I would play on the keyboard. They had a real dope keyboard up there. I don't know if it was a Triton or whatever. Took a little floppy disk, so I was able to save kind of what I was doing on there and come back, work on it some more, till somebody came into the room one day, seen what I was doing, and introduced me to Fruity Loops. At that time, it was like Fruity Loops 2.
Yeah.
So
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so immediately went home, downloaded it, you know, the trial version, and I stayed on the trial version for like 2 years or so, you know what I'm saying, until I ended up getting a full copy of the version so I can save the beats. And, yeah, because the trial version, you can't save. Like, all my Fruity Loops, true Fruity Loops users know that demo version, if you've been making beats since the demo version, then you know what I'm talking about.
So you're moved on to much bigger and better equipment, I'm sure, by now.
Absolutely.
No more Fruity Loops for Lyrikal Tmg.
Well, to be honest, I just, Fruity Loops just released for Mac. So when I got a Mac a couple years ago, I had to let Fruity Loops go because it wasn't Mac compatible.
Yeah.
So I started using Logic, and now Fruity Loops 20 is out, and it's for Mac. I'm back to it.
Okay. It all comes back around, doesn't it?
Yes, absolutely.
See, those Macs are a little out of my price range, my friend. I just got my first iPhone ever, so I'm still learning it and stuff.
Well, welcome home.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I missed my Android a little bit. The swipe was a little better, but come on, first world problems, right? I guess you can't have everything.
Right.
So, you go to a lot of shows, I'm sure. Do you remember a show you were at as a kid where you were like, "This is what I need to do"? And who was on stage?
I never got to really experience, you know, going to shows or anything like that until I was actually kind of doing shows.
Yeah.
Like, my first, like, real concert, like, didn't come until way later.
Okay.
Maybe talent shows. I guess when I was in high school, I did swing show with show choir. I was in show choir.
Really?
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
not surprised though, honestly. I didn't really learn about show choir till I moved out here about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And I realized what a huge deal it is, like especially in the Midwest.
Yeah.
So that's cool. I mean, so show choir takes hell of a lot of performing talent. Like you gotta have the voice, you gotta have the timing and the rhythm and the coordination and all that. I can't do it. So my hat's off to you. So is that
it wasn't like a plan. Like a friend of mine was like, yo, you can kind of sing, so why don't you just try out and you can take trips away from school and go sing at these places? And I'm like, all right, bet. So I tried out for it and it worked out.
So you've been performing in more shows than you've actually been to, you would say.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's the wildest thing you've seen at a show? Like, just, I know things go crazy sometimes, a little off the rails at shows. Anything like truly memorable that you're like, wow, that was a crazy night?
I've opened for Tech9 maybe like 7 times now.
Okay.
In the past like 3 years or so.
Yeah, he's dope.
Oh, super dope.
I just saw him here on the Planet Tour.
Just his show alone, I like to study and look at things. So when I can look and study and see, okay, they got X amount of lights, or this is how they're doing these kind of effects, or this is how the show is ran. Like, I like to study all that. So, like, crazy, like, his show is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Got to do some artist things. I signed, women and whatnot. Like, that was shocking to me. You know what I mean? So I'd probably say, things like that.
All right. No, that's fair. Those are good answers.
Yeah.
We were talking about MGK a minute ago, just because like I was in Des Moines and MGK was opening up for Fall Out Boy, and he did not do Rap Devil. I thought for sure he was gonna.
He didn't?
No, he did not.
Wow,
I thought for sure he was gonna close with that song, but he did not. And I just want to get from someone on the inside who's like part of hip hop. What's your take on the MGK Eminem beef? Is there a winner? Or are we all losers for this, or what?
No, I don't. I mean, nobody. I don't think anybody's losing because of it. Because at the end of the day, marketing wise, like, it worked out well for both of them.
For sure.
It kind of put Eminem back on the radar. He just dropped something. MGK was kind of dropping something too. I was kind of hoping there was going to be a better response from Eminem.
Kill Shot. You thought it would be better than what it was.
I mean, for what it was dope. Don't get me wrong. Like,
yeah.
Eminem is definitely one of the greatest. I just when I heard Kelly respond and seen it, because I've seen the video and heard the response at the same time, and how soon it was like, yo, nobody's ever really came at him like that.
No, MGK played that smart just because he knew he had a project coming out real quick, and when Eminem name checked him on the new album, he was like, "Well, this is my spot, so I'm just gonna go out here and like cut this real quick." So smart on MGK, that's for sure.
And to drop the video with it, that was super smart.
Right, it was raw. Yeah, I think he did well. I mean, he took a shot and played it well.
Yeah.
Now you got like a favorite rap beef of all time? Anything like a favorite diss song?
Favorite diss song?
Hit 'em up, Ether. No Vaseline.
No, there was
anything like that.
I can't remember who it was. It was when the control verses were happening. When Kendrick dropped the control song, and then you start hearing everybody's kind of responses on the control beat. I used to watch rap battles too.
Yeah.
So like beef tracks and battle tracks are kind of in the same.
Sure.
alley.
It's all part of the hip hop culture, right?
Definitely.
So I mentioned kind of like there's a lot of like covers and revivals of older music going on right now. Music's in a weird place. Like, Weezer's covering Toto.
Nice.
Nirvana had a reunion show today, obviously minus one particular person. But is there like a 90s or early 2000s group you would love to see resurrected today making music?
Yeah. Drew Hill.
Yeah, all
yes.
right. No, that's cool. I like.
Even though it probably sound way weird and they'd probably try way too hard, but I don't know. I'm a Drew Hill fan, so
yeah.
I don't know what that would sound like. But
I like some Cisco.
I'd help them get right. I'll get them together.
I'm sure you would. I'm sure you would. All right, so I got all my silly like personal stuff that I wanted to ask you out of the way. Let's bring it back to you here and talk about your project, what you're working on, what you do. The project itself is called Loud, right?
Yes.
All right, so let's talk about that. What's going on with Loud?
So Loud is an acronym for Living Out Your Dreams.
I love it.
I dropped a project a couple years ago called Noisemakers, and it kind of just coincided with the Noisemakers Loud. It kind of kept that same theme. But yeah, Loud is definitely, it's on iTunes, Spotify, Tidal, every major platform. I'm also planning on shooting videos to every song on the project, because I feel every song kind of stands as its own single. So the On Me joint probably won't drop until later next year.
Okay.
I want to utilize some of the other songs off the project to, establish more fan base, draw more people in. So once it gets to On Me, Technique, and Alcoholic, and the songs that are kind of the bigger singles or whatnot, it's kind of already had a following that built up to it versus dropping it now.
Yeah.
And not getting to as many people as it could.
Well, that's super aspirational to me because people never put out a video for every song on a project.
Right.
So you want to tell that story for every single song,
Right.
and kind of put the visuals in place that
Absolutely.
go along with what the music is all about.
And I think a lot of people kind of like a song sometimes better if they see a visual to it versus just listening to it by itself. That visual kind of gives it a different representation of the song.
I think 100%. I think every single song's meaning will change once you've seen a video,
Yeah.
or you have your original interpretation of it. Like the first several times you might listen to a song, and then you watch a video and you go, "I didn't think about it that way."
Right.
There's a whole new way to look at things.
And see, we're doing even the videos, like we're doing everything in-house. So the videos, my guy Josh Mitch, my partner, he does the camera work. We do the editing, the locations, everything. We're trying to definitely do everything in-house.
So you're literally a beast. Random Tanner described you as a beast.
Dope. Shout out to Random Tanner.
He had some nice things to say about you, but
Hey.
you're like a all-in-one team doing it all. So let's talk about like the Technicians. Like I go on your YouTube channel, that's where I find all the music, and it's underneath the Technicians. The
Yeah,
Technicians,
definitely.
explain what that is to anyone who doesn't already know.
So at the end of the day, Technicians was originally supposed to be for the Beats,
Sure.
the production company. And then later on down the road, maybe a year and a half ago or so, we tried to do the label kind of thing. I'm doing the quotation marks. The label aspect.
Air quotes, yeah.
So we can work with a couple artists from the city that we feel were like super dope and kind of super creative in their own lane, and kind of push all the services that we offer into them, so they have complete packages and albums and videos and promo and all that.
They can go to you and your group for everything.
Exactly. So with that, we do graphic design, like I said, the videography, web design, photography, social media marketing, merchandise. We kind of do it all.
And you're doing all this out of Waterloo.
Yeah. So we have a business called The Studio.
Cool.
It's 819 Sycamore Street. Where
Write
we
that
offer-
down. Write that down.
819 Sycamore Street, Waterloo. And we offer everything. Everything is pretty much a one-stop shop for anything creative services, not just music, because we work with a lot of businesses too. Like we did our current mayor, first black mayor of Waterloo, we did his campaign.
Really?
Yeah, so
That's epic.
yeah, absolutely. Like the videography work, we also did another project with him called Project Pause. It's a Stop the Violence campaign, to where it allowed us to do a short film, and we got to go into the jail and the courthouse and whatnot and shoot this short film. And it just got like, they played it in the movie theaters, it's in the school systems, like, so we got to
That is
have a-
super cool.
Yeah, have a dope experience, but something positive for the community to look at.
I feel like that mayor must have had like the most dope messaging of any mayor that's been around. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, he's definitely dope.
So you got a trip to China coming up here quick, right?
Yes.
What's
absolutely.
going on in China?
So for the past 2 years, I've been working with the hip hop literacy program ran by Dr. Meacham, who is from UNI. Pretty much the hip hop literacy program is kids like 8 to 13,
Okay.
maybe a little bit older. They're implementing hip hop and literacy into the school systems now. And it's a program where they would come to the studio, pick out some beats, go back, do workshops, write songs together, kind of getting the history of hip hop and the how to put songs, structure songs and whatnot together.
That's a cool program.
And
So
then-
you're
and then
using
come back.
hip hop to encourage people to learn how to read. Like
Yeah.
you're using it as a vehicle to increase literacy, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely. And then they'd come back to the studio, work together, and record it. And they had this last summer program. End of their program, they did a performance, and the video of the performance got submitted to China for a festival in China, and everybody got the invite.
Man, I feel like the Alphabet song could use a bit of an update. Like that beat could be better.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. You get hella royalties.
Royalties for days, right?
But with them, I mean, they go into a lot of topics. Even at their age, they're still going through a lot of stuff, between stuff that's in their household or stuff that goes on, in school or their peers or anything like that. Like, they touch on some really good subjects.
You seem like a guy who's really connected to your community and to helping other people. It's not just about becoming like mega famous, but so what's like the end game for you? Like, all of this is a means to what end?
I guess I kind of wanted to push more for the production aspect.
Sure.
Maybe get a production deal or something like that. Until I started realizing, like, you don't necessarily need a deal to do all the stuff that we're doing. Like, I love working with different artists.
Yeah.
I feel different artists pull certain things from me, and I know for sure that I pull a lot of different stuff out of artists that they might not know themselves. So just that collaboration between artists, if there was a way that I can get some kind of publishing deal or be a DJ Khaled type person, just
sure.
not as famous as DJ Khaled, I'm definitely with that.
But I mean, if the fame came, it wouldn't hurt, right?
Yeah, I mean, I still want to go to the grocery store with my kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be Kanye famous.
I got you. But but having that platform helps bring more light to the causes
absolutely.
that you want to support.
Absolutely, and I would try to mix as many people that I work with now with artists that are mainstream, just to show them that, hey, they're at the same level, lyrically or creatively, because I work with a lot of dope artists.
Yeah.
Like, Iowa's a lot of dope artists.
That's what I've been learning since I've been out here, and that was the whole goal behind the Artist on Fire program.
Absolutely.
Is I think there's this misconception about the Midwest and Iowa in particular that there's a dearth of entertainment, and that's not the case. Like, there's plenty of fantastic, talented people out here that need to have like a light shined on them, which is why I wanted to put this program together.
Definitely.
So Lyrikal Tmg in studio right now. His song is called On Me. It's going to be in the After Hours mix all month long, Friday and Saturday nights with DJ NYJ and DJ Commando. You want to toss out like your social media website? Like, how can people get a hold of you, follow your projects, see what you're up to?
Yeah, absolutely. Lyrikal Tmg, spelled Lyrikal TMG. All my social medias are Lyrikal Tmg, or just go to lyrikaltmg.com. All my social medias is on there.
That is Lyrikal Tmg in studio right now. Make sure you follow him on all of his social media, or you're not a good person. And listen On Me in the After Hours mix all month long. It's Cedar Rapids' #1 hit music station, Hot 95.7. My name is Sean Strife. Thank you for tuning in.